Welcome back to a brand new video today, and today is a very special day, I think, for the horror community and Evil Dead fans alike. We have finally got the trailer for the newest Evil Dead film, Evil Dead Rise. Just a little quick context before I make this video. I absolutely adore the Evil Dead franchise. It's the very first franchise that made me want to, cover horror movies. It got me into the entire horror genre as a whole, because let me just tell you, because as a kid, I'm going to say it right now, I was a major wimp. I didn't watch horror movies as a kid, but it was around my time of 16 that I reinvented myself and I watched horror movies, and I got so into them, and Evil Dead has always sticked out as my favorite horror movie of all time. The second Evil Dead, I would honestly even say, is one of my favorite, if not my favorite movie of all time. I adore the franchise, and I love everything Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell do with it, and I have not disliked anything they've made. The closest I've gotten to disliking something is Army of Darkness, for the sheer reason is that it did have studio involvement, and it didn't quite feel like those other two, but I still enjoyed it. Because Bruce Campbell's a friggin' legend, and I love him so much. But anyways, the trailer came out for this movie today. I waited the whole morning just for it to come out. I was just staring at my phone constantly, just constantly refreshing my page, waiting for it to come out. And the trailer came out, I watched it, and I gotta say, I am super pumped for this movie. This movie looks like a really fun time. It literally looks like every other Evil Dead movie in terms of tone. I was really scared that they weren't gonna get that since this actually isn't being directed specifically by Sam Raimi. I was worried that they'd get the tone a little off. And no, it seems like the tone is pretty one-for-one for what an Evil Dead movie is supposed to be. And I know that's a lot saying that I watched a 2-minute trailer and just completely determined, oh yeah, this seems like Sam Raimi, but just it makes it feel like it, and I honestly have really high hopes for this movie. Another thing I'm liking what I see in this movie is the violence. Evil Dead has always been known for its over-the-top violence, if that's with a chainsaw or just with anything, but this movie definitely looks like it's going to deliver on that front. My favorite and most intriguing thing is they have something with a cheese grater. I can only imagine what that's gonna come to, and I am so twistedly excited, but also just scared. I'm really hoping this movie goes for the same violence level as the remake of Evil Dead, which I'd honestly say is one of the more bloodier movies that I've seen, and one of the more, body horror type things. And I'm really hoping that this remake goes for that, because honestly, I think the remake of Evil Dead is actually an underappreciated classic, honestly. But this movie definitely gives me shades of that remake. It gives me shades in some of the violence, and maybe some of the scares in general, because I'm gonna say it right now, I think this movie looks really tense. I think this one looks a little bit scary. There's one point in the trailer with, door. And you know how one of those doors had, the little holes in them sometimes where you can see right through? The image of the Deadite just sat there, just smiling menacingly. I think that's going to be ingrained in my brain forever, because I'm not going to lie, that gave me chills in the trailer. That really scared me for some reason. It just really creeped me out more than anything. And I love it. I'm so down for it. That's exactly why I love Evil Dead. It's just creepy. You can just see that and it's like...
I'm in danger!
But then also in Evil Dead, you get really corny moments that are just really fun to watch. And they give you lines that... It's not trying to be scary, but it's kind of like a one-liner, but it's not. And that's what I love about Evil Dead. I love the comedic / horror tone that they go for, and I think this movie is just nailing it. I'm so... Thank God. I'm so thankful that they nailed it, but there is one thing that I am kind of worried about with this movie. And I guess I wouldn't say it's a worry. It's more or less I don't really like it that much, and that's the setting. The setting of this movie is going to be in an apartment complex sort of thing. And listen, that's not a terrible idea, but that also... It makes it oddly familiar with other horror movies, but the thing about Evil Dead that I loved is that it was so distant from those, and it was not afraid to go over the top, and it wasn't afraid to do these new and crazy things, and I think the sheer fact that they went to an apartment building for the remake is kind of just strange to me. I don't know, I realized that the first two films were in the cabin, and then Army of Darkness is in a completely different time zone. The remake goes back to the cabin. I understand that, but I don't know, something about putting it in an apartment building, other than going for something maybe more grand, I'm not the biggest fan of. It could be good, honestly, it could be good. I think it will allow for some pretty good scares, with some more centered technology, and even more just household items you would have in your home, like the cheese grater scene. I think it could be quite cool, but I'm not as hyped for it. But yeah, those are just my quick thoughts on the trailer. I didn't have a whole lot to say. I just wanted to make an Evil Dead video because I freaking love the franchise. But anyways, that's going to be the video for today. If you like what you saw here, please like and subscribe down below for more content on the channel coming very, very soon. And I'll see you on the next one. See ya.